every day.
Yes. Dr. Brown-Henderson, tell me, look, I already let them know that's an inside thing. We're going to put some spec on her name. Tell me a story about failure and how you overcame it.
So the one that comes to mind is a really significant one for my work life. So there was a proposal around changes at work, and I spearheaded some of the thinking around how we could do this. And of course, there were external pressures, but it was really my decision to make. And we moved forward with making the decision, and things hit the fan, and it was terrible to epic proportion. So much so that when my boss called me on a Sunday to come to her home, I thought I was going to be fired. I was like, I'm definitely going to be fired today. And like with tears streaming down my face, sitting at her dining room table, she looked at me and she said, "We'll get through this together." And there was a lot of work to be done, really, to be honest, like to apologize, to mean that apology, to be able to rebuild relationships and think differently about what the work could be, as well as not to really dwell on my intention, and really on being able to own the impact of what the decision was that I made and how that impacted others. So that's one that comes to mind, and I think it's been significant for me in my life.
How'd you get through that? I know one of the things you mentioned just about having a professional failure like that. I'm thinking about an interview I did recently where they said, we sometimes internalize that failure and then it becomes I'm a failure, not I made a mistake and I failed, right? So how did you in that moment kind of overcome that and get back on your professional feet?
Yeah, I think so. Part of what's so true about me is that I am a perfectionist, or like a recovering perfectionist every day.
I like how you said that.
So making a mistake is something recovering, like
right.
Every day. So it's not that the impact still isn't there for me, but it's really I've had to do work to be able to understand, like take a step back and to think outside of just myself and be able to think of the full context first and foremost. And then to start, and it is not a math equation, but sometimes simple math helps, right? So how many times have I failed at X, right? Versus how many times have I been able to be successful at X? Right. And oftentimes those things are balanced, or, the times I've been able to be successful outweigh the times that I failed. The other thing is like that there's this saying that I don't fail or I don't lose. I either win or I learn. And I think oftentimes we learn so much more from failing than we do from not. So, not to sound Pollyanna, because I don't like failing. Let's just put that out there. I don't like it. It's a very emotional thing, and it takes me a long time to get over it for myself. And when I can get on the other side of my anger or frustration or grief about it, I can see how I could have done something differently, or how I've learned something deep about myself that I didn't even know was there, or how I've learned that there are new allies or people who care about me and have been able to show that care given the circumstances. So I think, there's opportunities that lie at every corner, but I think failure is one of the things that not only challenges my perfectionism, but opens me up to being able to learn things that otherwise would be much more difficult for me to learn.
I love that. I love that. All right, finally, I want to personally invite you to the Controversy Project Facebook group, A Safe Place. It is a free and exclusive community where trauma survivors and trauma supporters have gathered together to share testimonies, to share resources, and to share support and love for each other as all of us are endeavoring to learn to live TS strong. This is just another one of the many multimedia platforms that we have chosen to use in order to fulfill this very, very important mission. And I want to invite you to be a part of it and obviously welcome you to it in advance. Listen, in closing, until next time, I want to remind each and every one of you how important it is for you to confront your pain, how important it is for you to live your purpose, and how important it is for you to invest in your project. Till next time, peace.